No, I can't do that one yet due to the fact of the truce between the Imperials and the Stormcloaks. It's not that my channel as a whole is any better than all the other channels on YouTube. By a long shot, it isn't. But it is a basic, it is unique in its own way because of my timestamps, which here and there a few channels will have, But I also explore all possible paths myself firsthand. Even when I beat the game 1,000 times, like Gothic and Risen and Gothic 2 and Gothic 3. But they're all done by myself, If I really wanted to do it laid back and easy peasy, I could have searched every single video on YouTube for the biggest quality, the biggest modded and what have you, with no commentary whatsoever. I could have taken it, But that's not how I rumble. I do it myself, so that as soon as I get a bit of support, and you people want to have more personal videos, or you want to have game reviews, or what have you, and I can make those as well with the most accurate accuracy due to the fact of all paths beaten, all sides explored, and what have you and have you, The best of the best. And my channel is really basic. No intro, no outro, no thumbnails, too rarely thumbnails. But, why not? Oh, I only got 2. Touché. Multiple paths will allow me to use multiple methods of getting, the viewers happy, if you will. If people want shorter videos, I can make that happen in the second run. If people want to, let's say they also want to have quite specific videos, I can redo that in the third run if it's needed, because of the multiple paths that I eventually take. In Skyrim's case though, it's gonna take a lot of hours in order to get those done, especially if I'm gonna play with mods, which eventually I will have to do because, vanilla game is just not so good, and with mods, eventually, at least with my personal experience, it always ends corrupt one way or another, which is why I already had to throw away thousands and thousands of hours of gameplay, even for my YouTube channel. Well, not for my YouTube channel, it was more like 300 to 400 hours of gameplay, but it's a lot that I had to redo, But I do it gladly, and if eventually it pays out and I earn way more than I should, which is 5k at max that I want to earn. Now I'm not saying that, everything below 5k will not be reinvested. No, I'm not saying that. My first goal is to get at least 1500 to about 2000 a month. Yes, for myself. As soon as I start to earn more, I will use, depending on how much I earn every month, because it's gonna be tricky to calculate that. One month you can earn more, one month you can earn less, especially when it comes to YouTube. But let's say this month I earned 10 or 5,000, then I will keep 2,000 for myself, or maybe even 2.5, you know, to get 500 euros towards possible equipment upgrades and what have you. So let's say I will take out 2.5 of that money and then reuse the other 2.5 to first invest into people that want to make timestamps for me. With 2,500 euros I can pay a lot of videos to be done when it comes to timestamping, while in the fact, because of those people that watching the videos and making the timestamps, my minutes watch will skyrocket, and thus I will earn more, and thus eventually I will keep 5k for myself, whether I earn 10k a month, 20k a month, 30k a month, etc. 5k is gonna be for myself, and the rest I will reinvest either into my company, which will eventually start by, you know, investing into people for their own channel, timestamping, intro outro design, web design, etc. and so forth, just to boost the the competitive, the competition between companies. We need more competition so that things get more cheaper, easily done, etc. and so forth. And then also I'm gonna, once I start to make earning quite a lot, I will also start investing into space, because I'm really interested in, you know, exploring space and what have you, and I don't give a shit if I have to waste millions in the long run in order to boost that little, you know, because space is humanity's future, and YouTube, Twitch and what have you is going to be humanity's future, since the fact that everything is slowly being automaticized, aka being replaced with IE, alternative, you know, IE as in robots and what have you. I'm not quite sure anymore where the A stands for, but intelligence for the I. You know, it's kind of sad that I can't recall the word, but I smoke too much, you know. And if you don't get that, that's good. You know, if you don't get the joke, then it's good. Don't get it. But for those that do get it, will know exactly why I said that. You know, eventually I will make a company that will pay you to do timestamps for me, as well as people that are under me. And I will hire people to make intros, outros, so that every video of every playthrough, you know, every playthrough, let's say Gothic 1's case, you know, you have 3 playthroughs. Each individual playthrough will have each individual intro and outro guided towards that specific path, which, you know, currently I cannot do that because they're already on my YouTube. But let's say, you know, at some point I might make a backup channel where I re-upload all those videos, just to be safe in case my main channel gets hacked, which I hope not, but you never know in this current day of age, you know. So, and if I have intros and outros paid by people, well, created by fans or people that just want to make a living, then each individual game and each individual path or race, whatever you, can have an own unique intro and an outro, without repeating the same bullshit over and over and over and over and over again, which I'm highly against. If I'm gonna make intros and outros for my gameplays, it has to be path specific, and it has to be game specific. So Gothic 1's case, you know, you have to play through Enos, Adenos and Balear. All 3 will have an own intro and an own outro that fits the theme of Enos, Adenos and Balear. And that's why I want to pay people for it, you know. And do it legally. Because I could, you know, I could invest into a big house, a nice car, what have you. But, you know, there's no point. If war breaks out, and it will eventually, especially with the current events going on right now, which will most likely be worsened by the time this is uploaded publicly, you know. Well, you could say that humanity at the current rate is kind of fucked. The governments do not have a solution yet to their, you know, problem that more and more employee or more people are getting unemployed due to the fact that factories, etc., are replacing humans with robots, because robots work 24/7. They charge a little amount. The only thing that you require is maintenance and, you know, the cost to keep it running. And that will cause some humans to lose their job. Eventually, if we're talking about 50 years from now or 100 years from now, I can only imagine that everything, most of which, will be done by robotics, AI, you know. The only thing that cannot and will not never be done by AI is entertainment in a way. You know, I'm not talking about movies, I'm talking about games, gameplay, videos, etc. I'm talking about, you know, series and what have you, news and all those bullshit, you know. But if we don't do it way before we require it, in order to be able, you know, if we keep going on like this, let me put it that way, if we keep going on like this and we have YouTube, Twitch, etc. not ready yet, as in open for all, possible as a legitimate job, etc., then we're gonna be screwed, because people will become unemployed. Unemployed means lesser wealth in your, you know, state, in your city, in your nation, in the world, you know, depending on how you look at it. And the more poverty there is, the less the elites can sell, the less that we can buy, and thus we are fucked, because we cannot go into space because we don't have the financial to do that. And keep in mind, space is gonna cost us thousands, if not millions, if not billions of lives, you know, because of exploration, guaranteed galactic battles that we're gonna have, you know, but it's unavoidable.
What can I do for you?
Shut the fuck up, Vex. I'm talking here.
I suppose you want your share now. Here you go.
Come on, give me something special, man.
Got more than you can handle.
Yeah, you keep saying that, but I'm looking for those special
The owner
ones.
of this shop stiffed us on their last protection payment. All right, take this and get out of here.
But eventually, you know, if I can make this happen, at least for the gaming community, because that's what I'm gonna focus on. I'm not gonna invest into vloggers, or at least not in the first start. I might search for vloggers that have the potential of becoming big and want to do the same thing, as in reinvesting into other vloggers, let's say. But my priority, I've already done this one, that's for sure. But, you know, I want to make it happen and possible, at least for the gaming community, so that we as a gaming community can help the economy our way, because our way is better way than no way, you know. And we're losing options every single year. We're losing options. People are getting unemployed. Some people are too stupid when it comes to IQ to get employed by governmental jobs. Well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, no one is stupid enough to not know how to make timestamps for a YouTube video, whatever you. And even if they don't seem to get it, what has to be posted there, the channel creator itself can always guide them towards it, you know. So let's say, you know, I hire someone that wants to do timestamps, and he's like, you know, hey, what do you want me to put in there? Because I honestly, I don't know. Then I will say, you know, well, the more detailed, the better. Alright, I'm gonna put it this way. If you're gonna put it in fullest detail possible, which requires him to pause quite a lot, as it will require me to pause a lot, at every conversation, every level up, every skill trained, etc., depending on the game, it will have different, you know, standards to meet. If you're gonna make that happen, then I will not pay you €5, which we agreed upon, but I'm gonna pay you 10. Just to keep you motivated, you know, to go to the next video and next. And imagine, my videos are, you know, some are a bit longer, mind you. Well, most of my videos are about 45 to an hour, most of which. getting paid 10 bucks for the uttermost detail, which will cost you about hour and a half, give it or take. Unless you know, do it on 2 times the speed when it comes to the video display, and then, you know, the pausing or whatever, it will cost you about an hour. For a 45-minute video, it will cost you then about an hour to timestamp. You know, 10 bucks an hour is quite nice. You know, if someone would say to me, hey, I can, you know, invest into you if you put some of your time into my timestamping in my channel,
graces me with a visit.
and I'll pay you 10 bucks for each
Amazing what people leave
video.
laying around for us to take, isn't it?
I would take that opportunity because it's a job, it's a payment. Payment equals, you know, job, and then the government would stop, you know, screaming in my face, hey man, you gotta work, I'm working my own way, the most hours for the little amount of that I get back in return, but in the long run, it's gonna be more than I want to acquire when it comes to YouTube, because I know my channel is going to be massive, and I know it's cocky to say that, but I don't mean massive as in millions and millions of subs. No, I mean massive as in a nice amount of income. And once that happens, because of the fact I will reinvest into other channels, first and foremost into timestamping, intro outro design and game channels, that will make my channel grow faster, become bigger, more views, etc., make more money, and thus I can invest more and more and more and more and more. I'm not gonna be like PewDiePie, you know. I'm gonna put the money where my mouth is. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it all in.
Okay, what'll it be? Brynjolf finally got some dirt on the mark, and the evidence to back it up. Think you can give him a
A
hand?
special mission, I think.
Fine, just keep it clean. Here you go.
Oh, never mind. I have the feeling it's so pointless to do these quests, but I don't have all the collectibles of the Thieves Guild yet. And I don't see a new one with the collection, you know. So maybe I should Google. But I'll do it later, because I miss here one, I miss 2 here, or 1, but I think 2, since all of them are 2. And I miss here 1 or 2, and here 1. So I don't have them all done yet, but I don't get those special missions anymore.
If you need marksman training, and you've got
So I'm just gonna, you know, focus on the other quest for the time being, and if I'm in the neighborhood I will complete this quest in Solitude, and then I will just get it done along the way, should it be required for me to, you know, before beating the game, get the Grey Fox helmet or whatever. I will get them done, but I'm getting a bit tired of going back and forth, episode after episode. Wait, I still haven't completed that one yet. Help the citizens of Falkreath. I was pretty sure I had done that one. But I just want to go to Solitude, battle Mirak and her Mrs. Mora.
Citizen.
And you know, finish the game basically, because it's not that I want 500 videos of Skyrim, you know. I want to get it done as soon as possible, so I can go to the next game, because the more games I will play, the more diversity it will have, and thus the more views I will generate and subscribers in the long run. Not always the case, but sometimes it is. Even if it's one sub I welcome.
Try not to. I'm sorry, I should really go now.
Get your coward ass here, dragon. And where is he gonna land? All the way to freaking nowhere. Fix your shit, Bethesda. He's just gonna fly away. He's like, nope, not gonna happen. Goodbye. Hey man, you got draw of an arrow?
Steel's good, but loyalty's better. I'm loyal to death. Yeah. Anyway, it's done. Time to move on. Much obliged. Here. It's not much, but take it anyway. Only a heart. The finest weapons and armor.
Of course he doesn't have freaking dwarven arrows. What a splash. I just want to get rid of that quest with the Calcimo guy. But then again, you know, eventually I'll get another letter to deliver him a freaking arrow when I buy one. Which is sometimes really annoying. Because, you know, I don't need the gold. And I'm the kind of person that like to 100% games, you know, literally. So quests that keeps popping up is really annoying. Because same with the red eagle sword. I did the quest, I completed the quest, and I was like, okay, well the quest is done, so I'm gonna take the sword with me, you know. I read the book again somewhere during the playthrough, and I got a quest again. You know, it's really annoying. So I'm just gonna, you could say I'm just gonna ignore those quests. Unless I'm in the neighborhood, you know.
A strong drink will chase. I've half a mind to ask if you'll take me on one of your adventures.
Unless you intend to bury someone, this isn't the place you're looking for, traveler. No, Falkreath is known for its graveyard, traveler. We've buried more dead than you can imagine. I just finished giving my old war companion Barrett a proper burial by fire. Old Hardhead hated the idea of being lost cold in the ground. Could you deliver the ashes to Runil, the priest of Archery? He'll know the right blessings to make for Barrett's soul. Thank you.
Okay, so that's 2.
Need something?
You're not as dumb as you look.
I escaped fighting in Cyrodiil, only to... Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter. You hear any juicy gossip in town? Be sure to share it with me.
You'll find my brothers Rolaf and I. Only true
have any
Nord
questions?
that Valga Venetia is a gossip and a troublemaker. You'll find doing some building, eh? We can... I'll have them hauled over right away. Doing some building, eh? I'll have them hauled over right... Doing some building, eh? I'll have them hauled over right away.
Well met. Unlike my brother, I've no dislike of strangers. Met lots of them while I was a Stormcloak.
The god Archery was once like us, bound to winding mortality. But he willingly gave up this existence, that we might better understand the vagaries of life and death. It is through the ebb and flow of this cosmic tide that we find renewal, and in the end, peace. May the spirit of Lavinia and all those who have left this world and its suffering know the beloved serenity of Aetherius. And may we one day rejoin them in eternity. Kust is responsible for the cemetery here in Falkreath. I am. I came into Arche's light after the Great War. So many died by my hands, my magics. I'm fortunate that Kust and the people of Falkreath have come to accept me as one of their own. Could you do an old elf a favor? I misplaced my journal in a cave I was exploring. I'll pay for its return. Blessing of Arche to you for your help. Ah, Barrett's ashes. He was a good man. Not many warriors grow to a fine old age. Thank you for bringing this to me. I'll make sure he gets his rights. Here, for your trouble. Oh, merciful Arche, no. I'm too old and frail, and this graveyard is too large. Kust is my assistant. He helps me tend the headstones and keep our cemetery clean, as befits a place of rest. That journal means a lot to me, if you find it.
My husband Matthias and I tend Corpse Light
A
Farm.
sad time. Yes, and I couldn't tell you why. My wife and I think there's some dark magic at work. Or perhaps Arche's influence is strong here, and he likes to keep it this way. Our daughter. Our little girl. She hadn't seen her 10th winter. She was... He ripped her apart, like a saber cat tears a deer. We barely found enough of her to bury. Sinding came true as a laborer. Seemed like a decent man. He's stewing in the pit while we figure out what to do with him. If you've got the stomach to look at him. What could drive a man to do something like this? The cemetery is ancient. It's been here longer than the town. I'm no scholar, but I know that a lot of battles have been fought here over the course of history. After each battle, more dead were buried and the graveyard got bigger. I heard it's now the biggest graveyard in Skyrim. I just don't understand what kind of man does that.
Another cave. I've spent enough time underground myself, but if you want to go in, I'm right behind you.
Lost!
Be careful. I think we may be in for some trouble. Who's there? Done and done. so bright out here. I don't know how you stand it. Where'd you come from? Get back here! Show yourself! Just over you!
Skin you alive.
Get back here!